The conference room at Pinnacle Solutions glowed with the soft light of chandeliers, their crystal edges catching the late afternoon sun. The Chicago skyline stretched beyond the floor to ceiling windows, a reminder of the city's restless energy. It was the company's annual gala, a night of celebration for employees, clients, and executives. Tables were draped in white linen, adorned with flickering candles and delicate floral centerpieces. The air buzzed with laughter, clinking glasses, and the hum of conversation. At the edge of the room, Emily Carter, a 22-year-old intern, stood clutching a glass of sparkling water, her heart racing. Emily had been at Pinnacle for only 3 months, working in the marketing department. With her quiet voice and tendency to blush under attention, she preferred to blend into the background. Tonight, though, blending in was harder. Her simple black dress felt out of place among the glittering gowns and tailored suits. She scanned the room, looking for her usual group of interns, but they were lost in the crowd. Her manager had insisted she attend the gala to network, but the idea of mingling with executives made her stomach twist. She spotted an empty seat at a table near the back, tucked away from the main action. It wasn't marked as reserved, unlike the VIP tables up front with their gold-trimmed name cards. Breathing a sigh of relief, Emily slipped into the chair, hoping to stay unnoticed. The table was half empty, with only a few others seated. A middle-aged woman in a navy blazer, a young man typing on his phone, and a man in a charcoal suit who looked vaguely familiar. Emily sipped her water, willing herself to relax. As the evening unfolded, waiters circulated with trays of appetizers, and a string quartet played softly in the corner. Emily listened to the chatter around her, trying to seem engaged without drawing attention. The man in the charcoal suit, who had a kind smile and graying temples, leaned toward her. "First time at one of these?" he asked, his voice warm. Emily nodded, her cheeks warming. "Yeah." "It's a lot," he chuckled. "It is. I'm Tom, by the way, Emily," she said, managing a small smile. "I'm just an intern, so I'm not sure why I'm here." "You're here because you're part of the team," Tom said, his eyes crinkling. "Everyone counts." Emily relaxed a little, grateful for his kindness. As dinner was served, roasted chicken with rosemary and buttery mashed potatoes, she found herself chatting with Tom about the company. He asked about her work, her studies, and what she thought of Pinnacle. Emboldened by his easy manner, she opened up, sharing her love for graphic design and her hopes of landing a full-time role someday. But as the conversation drifted, Emily's nerves got the better of her. She started venting about a recent project where vague instructions from some higher-up had left her team scrambling. "It's like they don't even know what we do down there," she said, her voice low but sharp. "No offense, but whoever's running things needs to listen to the people actually doing the work." Tom raised an eyebrow, but his expression stayed gentle. "Sounds frustrating. What would you change?" Emily hesitated, realizing she might have said too much. But Tom's calm demeanor encouraged her to continue. "I don't know, maybe just talk to us. See what we're dealing with. It's not like the CEO's going to show up at our cubicles." Tom smiled faintly, taking a sip of his wine. "You'd be surprised. Some CEOs might." The conversation moved on, and Emily didn't think much of it. She was just glad to have survived the evening without tripping over her words or spilling her drink. As dessert was served, a rich chocolate torta, she excused herself to find the restroom, grateful for a moment to breathe. When she returned, The table was empty except for Tom, who was now chatting with a woman in a sleek red dress. Emily overheard her say, "Mr. Bennett, the board's ready for your speech." Emily froze. "Mr. Bennett?" As in Thomas Bennett, the CEO of Pinnacle Solutions. Her heart sank as she realized the man she'd been complaining to was the very person she'd criticized. Mortified, Emily considered slipping out of the gala entirely. But before she could, Tom caught her eye and waved her over. "Emily, join us," he said, his tone as warm as before. She approached, her face burning. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Bennett," she stammered. "I didn't know. I shouldn't have said those things." Tom waved a hand dismissively. "No harm done. I appreciated your honesty. It's rare." The woman in the red dress, Pinnacle's head of HR, smiled. Tom's been known to sit at the regular tables to hear what people really think. "You're not the first to be surprised." Emily's embarrassment softened, but she still felt like shrinking into the floor. Tom leaned in, his voice low. "You were right, you know. We don't always hear what's happening on the ground. That's why I'm here tonight, not just for the fancy dinner." Over the next week, Emily couldn't shake the encounter. She kept expecting a reprimand or worse, to be let go. Instead, she was called into a meeting with her manager and the HR director. Bracing herself, she was stunned to learn that Pinnacle was launching a new initiative, a feedback program for interns and junior staff to share ideas directly with leadership. Her comments at the gala, it turned out, had sparked the idea. "Mr. Bennett was impressed with your perspective," her manager said. "He wants you to be part of the pilot group." Emily blinked, unsure if she was dreaming. "Me? But I'm just an intern." "You're someone who spoke up," the HR director said. "That's what we need." The program rolled out over the next month, and Emily found herself in meetings with other young employees, brainstorming ways to improve workflows and communication. She was shy at first, but the encouragement from her peers and a kind email from Tom himself gave her confidence. One of her suggestions, a mentorship program pairing interns with senior designers, was greenlit for the next quarter. At the following month's company-wide meeting, Tom took the stage. He spoke about the importance of every voice, no matter how small, and shared a story about a young intern who'd reminded him why he loved leading Pinnacle. Emily's face flushed as heads turned her way, but this time it was with pride. As she left the meeting, Tom caught up with her in the hallway. "You're doing great things, Emily," he said. "Keep speaking up. We're listening." Emily smiled, her nerves replaced by a quiet strength. "Thank you, Mr. Bennett. I will." That night, as she walked home through the chilly Chicago streets, the city lights reflecting off the river, Emily felt like she belonged. Not just at Pinnacle, but in a world where her voice could make a difference.